Differences between discussion and conclusion. Discussion versus conclusion. The discussion section explains any unexpected, surprising or inconclusive results, whereas the conclusion section explains the summary regarding the significance of research in the and its contribution to the field. The purpose of discussion is to interpret and describe significance of your findings in light of what was already known about research problem being investigated and to explain any new understanding or fresh insights about problem after you have taken the findings into consideration. Whereas the purpose of conclusion is to make summaries regarding significance of research and show relationship between two variables. Discussion comes is the second last chapter of thesis and provides in-depth exploration of the results, whereas conclusion is the final major chapter which provides a summary of key points from the thesis. Discussion section includes list of all major findings of your study which is written in chapter 4 of thesis or dissertation. Whereas conclusion section includes short explanation of purpose, methodology, sample size and findings. Discussion focus on interpretation and explanation of the findings, effectively. Whereas conclusion section focus on summary of key points from the thesis. Discussion follows sequential organization when discussing explanations and interpretations of results or findings, whereas conclusion follow the reinforcement of thesis statement. We relate to what other have done in discussion section, which means that your findings are in line with past studies or not. Whereas conclusion is somewhat same as abstract of thesis except recommendations and limitations. Discussion avoids unnecessary or old information when relate to past studies which are not older than 5 to 7 years. Whereas conclusion avoids recommendations, limitations and future implications in thesis. The discussion section is always connect to the introduction by the ways of research question or hypotheses you posed and literature reviewed. Whereas conclusion section is connected to almost all chapters of thesis by writing summary of key points from the thesis. Discussion is more longer and more detailed section of thesis, whereas conclusion is smaller, longer and more precise section of thesis. In short, discussion is subjective whereas conclusion is not subjective. Kindly subscribe my YouTube channel Thesis Helper. Thanks for watching.